Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Louise.tech, and today we are on episode 2 of the Come Up Diaries, and I'm so excited to bring you an update of what's been happening in January 2025, the first month of the year. Yes. If you are new here, then the Come Up Diaries is a place where I share my monthly updates on my progress towards my key focus areas. So this month of January 2025, my key focus areas have not changed since last month. First and foremost, building out the Louise.tech brand. Secondly, building out Devloop.sh, my first edtech product. And thirdly, building out my community Blaq Byte. So let's get into what went well and what could have gone better for each of these areas. So first things first, let's start with Louise.tech, which was my main priority this month, and also the area where I have gotten the most results out of all of my key focus areas as a result of it being my priority. So I'm very happy about it, and I'm going to share with you some of the things that went well. So first things first, I was extremely consistent with my posting on my platforms, especially Instagram and TikTok, and there has been a boom in growth in this area for me, which I'm super excited about, and I'll share some of the metrics over here. This growth has definitely been achieved through my regular posting. When it comes to Instagram, that is probably like my favorite platform at the moment for building out my brand, just because I can do really quick bite-sized content. I've gotten even more confident and comfortable with coming on the camera less than perfect and just sharing some valuable information, which has gleaned some amazing results for me. And by amazing results, I mean there are literally 2 of my reels at the moment which are almost going viral, I guess. Like, I don't know if you'd classify this as viral, but to me, as a very mini content creator, this is damn near viral. So I'm really happy that I've been able to garner not only a lot of new followers, but also a lot of engagement on a lot of the posts that I've been making, and I'm definitely going to be keeping this momentum going. And by posting regularly and trying out different forms of content, this has helped me immensely in finding what actually works. And I was going to say what works for me, but it's really not about me, it's about my audience and what works for them. So I'm starting to learn, especially my Instagram audience, a lot better. I'm still in the process of learning my TikTok audience, and YouTube I think is a longer journey, and it's one of those things that I'm prepared for a bit of slow growth because I was on a 3-year hiatus, so I'm not expecting to see the same amount of engagement that I did have 3 years ago. So that will take a bit of time, but consistency is key, and that's why I'm coming out with my content regardless of my 100 views here and there. But I am very grateful for those of you that do tune in, and make sure you subscribe so I can also share some metrics around the growth of my YouTube channel eventually. Another thing that went well for the Louise.tech brand is that I actually invested in my content, and that is why there has been some noticeable improvements to the quality of my videos, if I do say so myself. I have invested in CapCut, and I have also invested in a new microphone as well. I'm not actually wearing my microphone today just because it has been playing up, so I need to probably send it back because, yeah, it's kind of been slowing down my productivity because sometimes the audio just disappears. But besides that, I'm very proud of myself for, not thinking too much about it and just saying, what do I need to make my videos amazing? And I just went ahead and made that investment. So very happy about that, and I will definitely be continuing to invest in my content and improving them as time goes on. Another area that went well for the Louise.tech brand is the improvements that I have made to the Louise.tech website. I felt like it just needed a facelift. It wasn't too much of a facelift, but I definitely wanted to incorporate things like my YouTube channel. I wanted to incorporate things like my TikTok previews. I have a whole new speaking page now where people can see the talks I've done. They can even visit the links to view those talks and book me for talks as well. Besides this, another thing that went really well, which links to my website, is I have a services page now. So I have pretty much unofficially launched my professional growth services, and I am super excited about it. And I offer pretty much any service that is going to help you catapult your growth within the tech world. So make sure you head over there and book any of the services, schedule a consultation, and I'll definitely be happy to help you with that. So another thing that went pretty well for the ReneeLouise.tech brand is the launch of a new series across my Instagram, TikTok, and my LinkedIn, which is called Tech Topic Thursdays. And I'm loving this because it's helping me while I'm helping others. And it's helping me in the sense that I have to learn these tech topics, really complex tech topics, to a point where I can teach the tech topic in a simplified way. So I'm seeing this as a way of not only knowledge sharing, but also for my own professional development, because one of my goals this year was definitely to be able to communicate more effectively complex technical concepts in a simplified way. And so that is what I'm doing through the Tech Topic Thursdays. So make sure you go ahead and check them out. So far we have 3, which is APIs, caching, and more recently, I spoke about cookies and how they work. And I am loving the creation of this, but also how much I'm learning along the way. So yeah, absolutely loving it, and we're keeping that going for sure. Another thing that has gone really well for the ReneeLouise.tech brand is the fact that my content has actually inspired me to want to go above and beyond at work. Simply because with all of the information I'm sharing, there's a lot of information that I'm also having to learn along the way. And when I'm learning these things, it definitely gives me a boost of motivation and drive and, oh my God, I need to be doing this at work. For example, I did a post on my Instagram about how developers can survive and thrive in the AI shift. And while doing some research around how developers can do this, I got some ideas myself, and I said, right, I need to, when I get back to work, make sure that I am delving into that business context, because that is an area that AI is not that great at the moment. It probably will get better at it as time goes on, but for now, this is an area that I can also shine and show my impact in as well. So I've definitely been doing some of that. Besides this, I've also been proactively identifying and resolving bugs, tackling tech debt, identifying security vulnerabilities within certain repositories, fixing some linting errors, fixing the CI/CD pipelines, create documentation that is useful for the team. Because honestly, whenever I work on something at work, I take full ownership of whatever it is that I'm working on. I am 100% accountable if something goes wrong, and to minimize the issues and the potential incidents that could take place as a result of a big release, I definitely do some in-depth, thorough testing of the platform, and I try to break it as much as I can so that before we go out to prod, these issues have been resolved already. I am someone who pays attention to detail, and these things are all part of the ReneeLouise.tech brand, and thankfully my content that I am producing is 110% helping me in that area as well. And last but not least, another thing that has gone well for the ReneeLouise.tech brand is that I am continuing on my journey of enhancing my cloud and security knowledge. And I have now got a dedicated roadmap thanks to Devloop.sh. Of course, only I have access to Devloop.sh at the moment, but it has actually already helped me in the sense that I have decided what roadmap I want to take, which is DevSecOps, which combines both the cloud and security. And I now know exactly each and every step I need to take, the certifications, the projects I need to build, and all of that. So that's all done, that's all mapped out, and it's just about doing it now and getting busy. And I'm sure we have a lot more that went well for ReneeLouise.tech, but I won't bore you with the details. You get the drift. ReneeLouise.tech is going up in this world. We are building our brand, we are increasing our knowledge, we are upskilling, and that is what's happening over here. So you can definitely join me on this journey. Make sure you're following ReneeLouise.tech on Instagram, and you'll get the daily updates, or nearly daily updates, of the different information that I'm sharing and things that I am doing to level up. But of course, even when things are going amazingly well, it's important to also reflect on the things that could have gone better. So let's get into the things that could have gone better for the ReneeLouise.tech brand. So the first thing that could have gone better is having more of a routine which would help me make time for all of the other areas of my life that I'm trying to do well in. For example, volunteering, networking, upskilling, and also my reflecting as well, which brings me into the next point of what could have gone better, which is keeping up with my daily and weekly reflections, both at work and in my personal life. I don't know if I did as many daily and weekly reflections as I should have. I think I documented about 2 weeks out of this month. My doings, my wins, my losses, my learnings, all of that. And I think it's important that I do that weekly. It's not a negotiable thing, because how do I expect to improve week on week if I'm not documenting these things? How am I supposed to appreciate all that I'm actually doing if I'm not reflecting on the good things that I've done as well? So I definitely need to start doing that again and be a bit more diligent with it in February. And yeah, that is just something that I could have definitely improved in January, but it will get better. Besides this, another thing that could have gone better for building the brand was the posting that I did on LinkedIn, or lack thereof, should I say. Because I think I posted on LinkedIn about maybe 3 times in total, which isn't terrible, but I also just feel really disconnected from my LinkedIn audience. I'm not too sure who is even on there. I just post, I go. I don't engage with anyone's posts, and that needs to change, because LinkedIn is literally where it's at for professionals. And even though Instagram is going swimmingly well for me in terms of the growth there, I definitely need to have a presence on LinkedIn as a professional, just because that is where the opportunities are, that is where the people who can genuinely, open doors for you are on that platform. And not to say that Instagram doesn't have that too, but I would say it's more of a kind of playful environment compared to LinkedIn, and I want to make sure that I have that balance and have a presence on LinkedIn. So I need to just stop running away from LinkedIn. I'm not too sure what the problem actually is, but I do need to reflect and see what it is that's stopping me from posting so fearlessly on LinkedIn like I should be. I think it's a little bit uncomfortable just knowing that people who I work with and things like that are watching me, but at the same time I'm like, they would probably even love to see the content I'm putting out there, and it's just about having the confidence myself to put myself out there. So yeah. And last but not least, I wanted to attend at least one industry event this month, which I haven't done, I'm afraid. I was supposed to be at a cybersecurity event even yesterday, but unfortunately, again, due to how busy my schedule is and the lack of planning, I did not create time for this. And yeah, this can't happen again in February. I need to at least attend one event, even if it's virtual. Like, I need to be real with myself, get realistic, and say, okay, fine, Renee, if you're not as mobile as you'd like to be right now, then still you need to attend these events online, expand and strengthen your network, and make sure you're learning about all the opportunities that are out there, because staying indoors is not going to do much for you. Although I am building my personal brand from indoors, I do need to get out there and network still. So that is another area that could have gone well, and I will endeavor to do better next month. So moving on to the second area of focus for January, which was building out Devloop.sh, my first edtech product, my baby. And let's get into what went well. So the first thing that went well is that I have now set up my business email, and I've also created my pitch deck and shot my first shots with that pitch deck, which has allowed me to become a community member of the Startup Grind. So that is like 3 things that went well in one, and I'm super excited to have a pitch deck ready to go, and to also now be a member of the Startup Grind community, because I'm a big believer that whenever you're doing something new, you need to join a community. You need to have as much access to information as you can get to catapult your growth. So far, so good. And did I mention that when I set up my business email, it was completely free? And I've got a video coming out about this on Sunday. So if you want to get a free business email, make sure you tune in for that. So another thing that went well for Devloop.sh is that I was able to do quite a lot of research into how I should be thinking about the business as a whole. This month wasn't so much about executing, or should I say, it was supposed to be, but I had to take a step back and think about the strategy first and foremost. So by doing this research, I have been able to gain clarity on the ways I should be raising investment, when I should be doing this, the business model for Devloop.sh, as well as my rollout plans. Because bear in mind, I am literally building this as almost a one-man band, which is not recommended, honestly, because I work a full-time 9 to 5 at the same time as a full-stack software engineer. And as you guys know, that is quite a demanding job. So doing this research has been a way for me to kind of just fine-tune that strategy and make sure that I am also getting quite realistic with the amount of time I have versus my goals for Devloop.sh, and trying to make sure the two marry quite well to keep things moving forward, but in a realistic way. And one of the ways that I have decided to take my rose-tinted glasses off and become more realistic about Devloop.sh is reassessing the launch date. I had a goal in my mind about releasing this at the end of January, which we're at now, / beginning of Feb. However, after how January went in terms of how busy work was and how little time I had to dedicate towards the actual building of this, I have reassessed that perhaps this should be moved to April, which is around the month of my birthday, and I think that would be a great thing to work towards, because there's a lot that still needs to be done for Devloop.sh. Even though I was able to run labs and get started on a critical feature for Devloop.sh this month, what went well is the research aspect of Devloop.sh as opposed to the development aspects. However, I am excited to be getting into some serious development for Devloop.sh in the month of February, now that the strategy and the foundations have been laid. And I will also be doubling this up as a personal project for my new roadmap that I am taking for cloud and cybersecurity, because I need it to double up as a personal project for my DevSecOps portfolio. So yeah, it's all about working smart, and I'm quite excited that I have something that I'm super passionate about. And of course, securing the platform, making sure that it's cloud optimized is also very important. So yeah, I'm excited to be able to get into that in the month of February, and I'll definitely have some updates for you about that next month. So one thing that could have gone better for Devloop.sh is definitely keeping that development momentum going, even with all of the noise and the distractions from doing the research about how to lay out the business model, etc., as well as, trying to take over Instagram, building out ReneeLouise.tech brand. These are things that have taken time away from the actual building of Devloop.sh. And I don't think that that should be the case, which is why I think outsourcing is probably the best next step, so that even if I am busy doing these things, there is still someone keeping the needle moving forward with Devloop.sh. That is a must, because if not, we're never going to get anywhere. So I am on a hunt to find someone with the skills that are needed that can work on this almost full-time or part-time, we can figure it out, or on a contract basis. And they need the skills in TypeScript, PostgreSQL, Next.js, Nest.js, and it will be a plus if they have some knowledge on Prisma ORM, but it's not necessary because I'm happy to upskill them in that. So if you know anyone with these skills, do let me know. And my preference would be that the person is based in my home country, Nigeria, and I'd love to be able to give this paid opportunity to someone who is from my home country, Nigeria, where we have so much amazing tech talent. And that's really my main improvement area for Devloop.sh, because it has definitely been a bottleneck. So it's something I need to get on fixing ASAP. And last but not least, we have the third and final focus area, Blaq Byte, which I will get into what went well first. So one thing that actually went pretty well for Blaq Byte is that I have been noticing some organic growth of the platform off the back of my growth of the ReneeLouise.tech brand, which is like a 2-in-1, which is amazing. And that's because I've been doing some posts on ReneeLouise.tech, which also reference Blaq Byte and give a call to action to follow Blaq Byte for X, Y, or Z. So that has been amazing to see a little bit of growth on the Blaq Byte platform. We have now crossed 400 followers, so I'm quite excited about that growth, and hopefully it continues. Besides this, another thing that went well for Blaq Byte is I had my very first engineering mentorship session, and I now have a dedicated mentee who I'm helping to get into full stack development. So we'll be meeting monthly to revisit her goals, her plans, and some of the tasks that I've set. And I'm super excited because this young lady is very motivated. She seems to be on the ball. She's already actually made quite a few strides towards her journey. So I absolutely love helping people who are really proactive. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how she grows and develops into a full stack engineer. Besides this, another thing that went well for Blaq Byte is that we managed to post 2 whole podcast episodes. I don't know why I find posting podcast episodes to be such a mundane task, but I think it's mainly because I'm not even aware of like any of the analytics. I feel like I just do it sometimes and I'm not sure if anyone is listening. I just do it and that needs to change. So perhaps I need to drill into, you know, who's listening, what are my target audience and all of that, and make some more data-driven decisions around it. But for now, I'm just happy that I was able to post at least 2 episodes. Even though that's less than what I was aiming for, it's still something, and you know, we're gonna just keep that ball rolling and trying our best because we can't do it all, just one person, you know? So I'm gonna classify that as a win. So another thing that went well for Blaq Byte is that I have had an influx of interest in the free engineering mentorship that I offer. And guys, it has been a lot, and I'm very happy that you guys are seeking that mentorship, but it has definitely forced me to think about how can I better strategize and plan out this mentorship so that I can help as many people as possible, because I'm only one person and I want the people who are inquiring to get the best possible help that they can. So it has forced me to think of a new strategy around that, and I will be sharing more details next month in the next episode, but that's all you guys need to know for now. It has helped me to clarify what is actually needed for the community. So that is a win, and I'm definitely excited to be looking into that as of next month. Now moving on to what could have gone better for Blaq Byte. Number 1, focusing on some of the website improvements that are needed, because right now I honestly feel a little bit detached from Blaq Byte as a whole, simply because I'm not that proud of the website. And I know that that sounds strange, but honestly, when I'm not proud of something, I get a bit quiet about it. And where the website is now hindering my confidence with building out the community, that needs to change ASAP. So I need to protect some time to give the website a complete facelift, because I am not happy with how it looks now. It's something that I built many years ago, and yeah, it's just not that engaging, it's not that exciting. I know exactly how I want the new website to look, the kind of pages I want. It's just about the lack of time I've had to tackle it. However, if it's becoming a blockade now for me shouting about Blaq Byte the way I should, then yeah, I'm definitely going to be tackling that as a point of urgency. So yeah, that is something that could have definitely gone better this month. And another thing that could have gone better for Blaq Byte is definitely the posting schedule. I did not post much this month at all on the Blaq Byte platform, on Instagram specifically, and that was quite disappointing, given that I have literally a whole load of posts just sitting in Canva that I spent so much time creating in December, and they haven't gone to waste per se, but it's just I haven't been that diligent with posting because I've been so focused on building out the ReneeLouise.tech brand. And you know, this is where having that organization and that schedule comes into play, because unfortunately Blaq Byte suffered the consequences of my focus being somewhere else, and I think I just need to find a way to automate these posts or something, because yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great, but hey, we're gonna do better. It's all about improving month on month, and that is what the Come Up Diaries is all about. It's not about being too hard on yourself, berating yourself for the things that you didn't do. It's about identifying the areas for improvement. It's identifying the areas where you did well and giving yourself a pat on the back for that. And then, you know, strategizing how to approach the next month. So these really do help me, and I hope they help you as well in some ways, because being able to identify these areas for improvement and the areas where I did well helps me to get a better understanding of my strengths, my weaknesses, things that are recurring issues, and how I can better improve myself as a whole. So I'm loving it here. I hope you are too. And that brings me to the end of the video. So I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you stay tuned for February's update, which will be posted on the last day of the month. And I will see you there. Bye guys.